Good morning. We're on lesson 112, and when I taught lesson 110, I told you the procedure for solving the problems in 112 would be exactly the same, and that is the case. So if you look at 112.1, this says x plus 2 times x minus 3, and they've already factored it for us, that's nice, is less than 0. Domain of reals, that tells me I can have open dots, and I will have open dots because this is just a less than. I'm going to erase that because I don't want anybody to think that that was an equal to. But because it's only less than, not less than or equal to, we will have open dots with the domain of reals. So remember, the process says set each one of the factors equal to 0 to find our critical points. Okay, so we have on the number line, we'll have negative 2 over here because that's where it occurs. I'm actually going to write that up on the top. And we'll have positive 3 over here. We draw our three little regions of the number line. And we bring each one of these factors and put them over here. And we choose a number in each region. So on this side of negative 2, I could use negative 3. In here I could use 0. And over here I could use 4. Any number that's in that region is fine. Okay, so if I put in minus 3 plus 2, I get minus 1. Remember, I just need the sign, not the number. 0 plus 2 would be positive 2, so plus. 4 plus 2 is positive 6, so positive. Alright, go back and do the same thing with the negative 3 and the x minus 3. So minus 3 is minus 6. 0 minus 3 is minus 3, so that's a negative. And 4 minus 3 is positive 1. Okay, multiply because it says the factors are multiplied. So negative times negative is positive. Positive times negative, negative. Positive times positive, positive. Now this is where it differs. Our original problem said to graph where the product is less than 0. So numbers that are less than 0 are negatives. So we're looking for the negative region, which is this one right here. So again, I draw the number line, put my negative 2 and my positive 3, and we determined that it was going to be open dots because it says less than, not less than or equal to. And so the negative region is in between. So you just draw the line in between them, and that's the answer. Okay, if you don't trust yourself, you can always pick a number in here, like 0. Go back up here. 0 plus 2 is 2. I don't have any idea why it's doing that, but 2. Get out of that. All right. So 0 plus 2 would be 2, and 0 minus 3 would be negative 3. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Is that less than 0? Yes. So yes, this region does check. Okay? You can always do that if you don't trust what you got. All right. Another one. Also on page 453. And you can probably guess they just haven't factored this one yet. So x squared plus 2x minus 8 less than 0 again. But this time we have a domain of integers. Okay, so that changes things up a little bit. Okay, so this would be x and x. And that's, I can't even read my writing on here, plus 2x. So that would be a plus 4 and a minus 2. Does that check? X squared minus 2x plus 4x, yes. 4 times negative 2, yes. Alright, so set each factor equal to 0. Get our critical points. Put those on the number line. Negative would be over here. Positive over here. By the way, if we happen to get critical points of, say, 3 and 4. Okay? You'd have to pick a number between 3 and 4 in here, which would have to be, say, 3.5. Just because you have to plug in a fraction doesn't mean you do it. If these are both integers next to each other, you'll have to pick a fraction in between. We haven't had one like that, but I know it does happen in the homework or on a test. Okay, so a number out here might be -5, here 0, here 3. And put the factors over here. So x plus 4 and x minus 2. So -5 plus 4 would be a -1. 0 plus 4 would be a +4. 3 plus 4 would be a +7. Okay, now go down to this one. -5 minus 2 would be a -7. 0 minus 2 would be a -2. 3 minus 2 would be a +1. Alright, so multiply these. Okay, draw your number line again. We've got -4 and +3. This is less than. So the endpoints are not included, and we don't put open dots because the domain is integers. We never have open dots when there's a domain of integers. We simply skip to the next integer over. So because we're looking for less than 0, it's this region right here. So in here is what we're going to graph. In here. Okay? So I'm going to put -3, -2, -1, 0. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to erase that. Too close. One, 2, and then here's our, well, that was 2. Okay, so there we go. Alright, so we already said we're not including -4, we're not including +2. So we come to the next integer inside, and we put a dot here and here. That's the next integer coming in. And we just do that all the way across. So that is the solution. Just those integers will work because the domain was integers. So one more time. It's less than, so we do not include -4, and we don't include +2, because we're graphing this region right here. We're only graphing the numbers in between those two numbers. And because the domain was integers, we only put solid dots.